So the finale for Batwoman Season 3 aired last night, so today I'm here to stop and talk about Batwoman Season 3. Please note that everything that I will say in this video is just my very own opinion. My name is SWNation if you are new to the channel. And you're free to comment down below, what did you think of the Batwoman Season 3 finale as well as the season as a whole? Please don't forget to check out that Twitter that's going to pop up on your screen right now, and also that Arrowverse playlist. That link is going to pop up above. Also, please note that this video is going to be split into two halves. The first half is going to be a walkthrough of the episode, including some rants and some thoughts, and then I'm going to review the entire season at the end. With that being said, let's get right into our episode walkthrough. So we kick off the episode with Marcus flashbacking about what the Joker did to him while looking for, the Joker's acid bombs. In fact, actually the Joker thing right there, I really like what they did with, with him and the Joker and everything like that. I mean, the Joker is just a scary character, and the way they portray him in these scenes of him just whispering in his child's ear his plan, that's scary to me. We did meet up with, Beth, air quotation marks, desperately trying to get Alice out of her head by using a homemade buzzer. She's in Arkham Asylum, so it shows her breaking down. But to me, it's like, how many times have we had this before? I mean, come on. Like, Alice have broken down so many times about her wanting to get Alice out of her head. And I get it. Beth is still in there somewhere, but she's still a villain through and through. When I'm rewatching season 1, all I see is a villain. And though I do see a sympathetic villain, I don't see them redeeming. I can't see them redeeming this character, because season 2, they tried to redeem her, and then season 3, they tried to redeem her once again. Mary then meets up with the Bat team to persuade them to give the buzzer to Alice. So then Ryan has a convo with Alice about who should have the buzzer, right after Marcus drops a huge video bombshell that he will expose Batwoman's secret identity. So then they shift the conversation, Ryan and Alice, to what Joker plan actually was and what Joker actually whispered into Marcus's ear. Alice reveals that Marcus has stolen the Bat blimp to destroy Gotham, not to reveal Ryan's identity as we thought. After a conversation with Jada Jet, Ryan gets her position back at Wayne Enterprises, revealing her family's secret. Luke, Mary, and Sophie, all infiltrating the Batcave except for Luke, convises of a plan to hypnotize the citizens to going underground while Ryan handles Marcus and the Bat blimp. In the Bat blimp, a fight breaks out between Ryan and Marcus, kind of like a real Batman versus Joker fight, but it's a little bit more personal, with Marcus laughing as he's getting beat up by Ryan. I just thought that was a cool detail. I think Marcus as a character, he's a Joker imposter. Yes, he's not the real Joker. He's not better than the real Joker. But I really do like his character, and I think that this actor did a very good job of portraying a guy who, was basically turned into the Joker. This shows Joker, since they can't really show his face, they can't really use the character of Joker. I like the fact that they used some kind of like an encore, like they did with the other villains, like how there was a real Poison Ivy, but Mary became the Poison Ivy. You see what I mean? An encore. Marcus then tricks Ryan and pushes her out of the blimp. She grapples him out with her, and they land on a roof via a parachute. While Ryan is holding Marcus off the roof, Alice arrives, seemingly being cured. Well, she didn't use the buzzer against her head, but I guess she, just the willpower of herself, she was able to overcome Alice, and she saves Ryan and Marcus in the process, because we then flash back to that scene to where Ryan and Alice were talking, and then they kind of show where, okay, she didn't give the buzzer to Alice. In a last effort to try and attack Alice, Marcus gets a second jolt across his head to suppress his crazy mind. He awakes sane after this. Luke then sets coordinates for where the acid bombs could go inside of the Bat blimp, and while escaping, he comes across a black kid. I think it was very inspiring for that kid as well as for the actor that plays Batwing, because he does write his own Batwing comics that's actually getting published by DC Comics. He also directed an episode, I think, of Batwoman, and he's playing Batwing. I think this scene is alright. A lot of people will say, okay, that's pushing it. Why would that child be right there at that moment? In my opinion, I think it's very inspiring for black boys everywhere. Alice, now with brunette hair, walks out of the sewer, seemingly confirming that she's Beth again, and Happy endings all around with Sophie and Ryan getting together. I'll get into Sophie later. We then have a cliffhanger with the mysterious new bony foe. I don't know what this guy is. He just emerges from the fire of the Bat Blimp, and he has like a bony foot or something like that. I have no idea what that means, but I do know that we are at the end of the episode. This recap, this walkthrough was very quick, very fast. There was not many touches that I wanted to rant about because as a finale, I thought it was pretty okay. The only thing that I really have gripes about is Alice and Sophie, which I will talk about in the review. But with that being said, please comment down below. What did you guys think of the Batwoman Season 3 finale? Like I said, let's get right into the review, starting off with the good. And the good thing that comes to mind here is that I just loved this season. I loved this season. I enjoyed this season so much. To me, while it's very much the Batwoman show with Batwoman characters, it sort of felt like a tribute to Batman. I mean, with the whole Batman trophies thing, like the idea of the Batman trophies spawning encores, and what I mean by encores is that what they did was they have the Batman trophy, so like Penguin's umbrella, or the Mad Hatter's hat, or Scarecrow's mask. A random person would pick that up off the streets, and they would be that villain now. So they would be like an encore of that villain. But also, they would even get the attention of the bigger villains like Ivy. And also, Nora Freeze was incorporated into the mix during the Freeze episode. I think all of that worked. And even with Ryan's brother and his encounter with the Joker, all of it connects together, and I really like that. That was the most entertaining part of this season, just seeing it all connect. Right out of the gate, it felt like they had a story to tell, and I think they handled it excellently. I think the twists inside of this season were just so great. Multiple times out of this season, I was like, wait, what? Wait, no, that's actually pretty cool. No, come on. Like, I was so invested in this season than I was for season 2. I really love this season. I gotta tell you guys that. Right down to Ryan and her family, Alice and Mary's relationship, their sisterly bond trying to come back together, Mary and Poison Ivy, Luke and his suit malfunction and his relationship with his father and his PTSD after getting shot, and even Ivy and Montoya. And that's when the twists come into play, when we're finally led up to the reveal of Poison Ivy. We then learned that Montoya was using Ryan and Alice just to get the Poison Ivy. I think all of that worked for me, and even with Alice and Ryan working together, each player has something to do with each other and each storyline, and the episodes just flow into each other so well that it's almost like a 13-hour movie. Each player has some connectivity going on with a past villain, with a villain in the present, and even with whatever storyline is going on now. They found a perfect way to mix Ryan's family with also the Batman trophy plotline, and even introduce a new plotline for Mary with her Poison Ivy arc, and then rope that in with Alice's arc with her needing a sister, and then roping that in with Montoya's arc with her trying to get to Poison Ivy, roping that in with Ryan and Alice's arc was trying to get the Batman trophies. All of it worked together in one big circle just so perfectly. The central plot by nature could be episodic, but it seems as though the show has finally found its footing, making this easily the best season. And the bad thing that comes to mind here, unfortunately, is that Sophie is reduced to a whiny love interest that consistently asks the main character, what are we? What's our relationship? What are we? Come on, I know you love me and I love you, so let's just do this thing. Let's just get together. From what she was in season 1, this right here is a step down. I tried giving it a chance. I mean, the relationship between her and Ryan, I guess is natural. I guess it's okay. But man, I really hated the writing of Sophie this season. And also, Alice constantly tries to be redeemed. And yeah, she's a sympathetic villain. That's why I have her top 10 in my villains ranking for the Arrowverse villains. But she is a murderer through and through. Nonetheless, she's a villain no matter how you look at it. So the fact that they use oh, she's had trauma, and oh, she's mentally insane. So that means no matter how many bad things she does, we don't care because she can always be redeemed in the future. So we can just bring her back for season 4 and she can go on another killing spree. She could just be the worst person to everybody and we could still have something called Alice's redemption by the end of the season. They did it in season 2, they did it again in season 3, and it just feels like Alice keeps going back to that villain just to be redeemed in the exact same season. It's just so contradictory. In conclusion, Batwoman season 3 improves on season 2 and season 1 in ways I never expected. This season focuses on Batman's rogues gallery while also finding its own identity with its own villains, twists, concepts, all of it. By far the best season to me, from the direction, the writing, the action, and the story. I gotta give Batwoman season 3 an A and a 9.1 out of 10. And I say, if you really enjoy the show, it's a must watch for the fans of the show. And if you have not been loving the show from season 1 to season 2, just check out the first 4 episodes or even just the first episode of season 3 and see if you're interested in continuing. If not, that's okay. But for me, I loved it. Alright guys, that was it for the review / rant. Please know that everything that I did say in this video was just my very own opinion. And you're free to comment down below. What did you think of Batwoman Season 3 and the finale as a whole? Like, comment, and subscribe. Please don't forget to check out that Twitter. That's going to pop up on your screen right now. And also that Arrowverse playlist. That link is in the description. And with that being said, I will see you all next time. Peace.